when we talk about these super athletes, right, and you try to compare them to the super business people, like the Elon Musks of the world, I think we're getting to a world where it's like, if you're not a billionaire now, you're a failure. And that's fucked.
Yeah, that's right. That's rough.
Like, give me a break, dude. Like, first of all, I don't care if I become a billionaire. I don't care. That's not my goal. My goal in life isn't to become a billionaire. It's not. And if I don't, or if I do, who gives a shit? Like, no one cares. But like socially now, everything you look at, it's either Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. And then you got a few other billionaires that they throw in there, the Virgin Galactic guy and all this other stuff. Like, I don't want to compare myself to the people that are generational changing people, because I don't think I'm one of those people. I'm not, right? And so I'm not going to compare myself to that, but I want to compare myself against people that I think I could at one day aspire to be, right? Like hugely successful entrepreneurs, business owners that have done very, very well, but that doesn't mean I have to become a billionaire. But everything is that way. You're either the greatest athlete or you don't count, or you're the most successful entrepreneur, businessman, CEO, or you don't count anymore. Like, no one gives credit for an extreme success. It's got to be the most elitist of the elitist ways. Like, everybody's quote is Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Like, how about like just really good CEOs out there, or really good business owners and operators? How about just like even great professional athletes, not just Tom Brady, but like, how about Derrick Henry? What an exceptional, unbelievable, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just always has, I guess what I'm saying is, we always have to shoot for the records. Like, you don't have to break records every day. No. You don't. You don't have to break records in real estate. You just have to do better every year, year over year.
Well, do you think that's your own record? Like, are you just being the most successful person you can be?
That's right.
And who knows what that is for you, Jason? Like, it could be a billionaire, but it's going to be as successful as you can be, because that's you doing it.
Right.
That's
you know you're going to be better than you were the year before. Whether it means more money or whatever, you personally are going to do a better job one year after year. And that'll translate into money.
Yeah.
And success, financial success. But I think that's a byproduct of how you treat your life rather than the other way around.
Yeah, I just don't want to go. Now, granted, there's outside influences like the economy and things like that. Like, sometimes going backwards is just a product of a lot of people did, and it was out of your control. Like the Great Recession, like things that we could maybe be seeing with inflation right now. Like, there's stuff like COVID. And you're running a coffee shop and COVID hits. You're not going to make money in coffee, right? Like, that's out of your control. And so things like that do happen. But in all things being equal, where we don't see instances of like things that are out of the ordinary, hopefully every year you can get better.
Right.
And that's the way I look at it. Like, for me, getting better is having better, more talented people, having people that stay with me and retain great talent, so you don't have to hire new talent and retrain them. And that's the thing people don't understand. Like, losing great people sucks. So don't lose great people. Right. But growing our footprint, growing our messaging, creating platforms now for success for agents, like, that's what we want to do. Not only provide them with opportunity to grow their business, but really create a platform where they've never seen a platform like that before. But you know what? That shit takes time, because you got to build things.
And it never stops. It keeps evolving.
It never stops. That's the beauty part, though.
Like, it just, every year there's going to be more.
I think that's the beauty part, though, is like, you never settle.
Yeah.
Like, why are we still here? We should be here right now. I don't know. Well, let's figure that piece out, because that's important. Because if we get here, guess what? This is the opportunities that open up. If we can get into Minneapolis, guess what? We got a lot of partners up there. We can do a lot of business up there. Let's find somebody in Minneapolis. How do we do that? I don't know, but let's figure it out. It was like when I went on state expansion, I truly believe that I was one of the pioneers in this industry when it came to taking a real estate team and creating a fundamental niche and a process-based real estate brokerage based on a platform model, and take that to now 24 states. Because everyone's local. Very few people were in multiple states as teams. And I said, I got great partners and I got great systems. I just need to hire great agents and train them. And I hope that we can create a process around it. This is only 4 years ago. I mean, I launched Tucson in 2000, at the beginning of 2018, 4 years ago. Wow. And I only had 15 agents in Phoenix.
And COVID was in there.
Yeah, and COVID was in there.
You did that through
Well,
COVID.
what I thought was going to be a tough, and in some states it was, COVID ended up being, well, now it's kind of screwed the market because it's hard to buy houses because rates, right? But like, my point is, that was only 4 years ago. And we were doing 200 million. And in 4 years, we're doing 2 billion plus. This year we'll do 3 billion. It's because of the relentless work by a lot of people to say, okay, like I remember before COVID, I was on the road 70% of the year, sleeping in hotel rooms, meeting agents, meeting would-be leadership people, brokers and division presidents, and doing whatever I could do to go in these states and meet with these people. And meanwhile, while I'm doing all that, I still got a job to do because I was still in production. So it was like an incredible amount of work, but we learned as we started opening states, like the right way to do it, the checklist that you need, the way that you position it, who's responsible for what, how does the legalities work with all this stuff. So then all of a sudden we started to cruise. You know, now we have 24 states and like 70 some MSAs because we know how to do it now. And once you learn how to do things and it's systematic, everything becomes easier. That's scalability, right? When it comes to a business. That's the problem that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people want to have a nice big real estate team or grow their own personal production, but they don't put the tools and systems around you in order to be successful. They're constantly just waking up every day chasing the next deal. That's fine. You can chase the next deal. But when you got a system in place to where you don't have to do that anymore, guess what? Now you can focus on growing that system and not worrying about chasing the deal. Yeah. You know, I look at our BI report, you know, we did, 27 deals today. I don't know anything about those deals. And I don't need to know anything about those deals because people that needed to take care of those deals, processing, transaction reporting, all that stuff, it's built.
Yeah, but your execution, you doing your job, allows them to do their job. Like, I think that's what this whole platform is about. You're continuing to bring in new business. You're continuing to bring in better systems even.
Yeah.
Because you can look at what is going on here in those 27 deals and say, how do we have, number one, how do we have 37 deals? And number two, how do you make those 27 deals
and what
easier,
areas of the
faster?
country did they come from? Why didn't LA do a deal? Or like, yeah.
What were the
But that's
successes?
the time it takes.
You're doing it. You're doing that
right.
every day.
But that's the point. That's what takes time. And people don't want to put in the grind. You know, when I built the software initially, the initial round of our software that we built, it took me 3 years. And I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. And that was every penny I was making. But I was committed to doing it because I figured it would pay off. But what people don't realize is that on Saturday from 9 to 1 o'clock for about 2.5 years straight, I was down in Chandler at Infusionsoft building out our roadmaps. You know, like building the core foundation of what we run our business on today. Like, I was committed to the process. When I wrote the book, I was committed to that process. That book took me a year, and then Macro took me another year. So for 2 years of my life, I basically spent every Saturday doing content. And I didn't need to do that. I was just driven by wanting to do it. I wanted to accomplish something. And so that's why, like, doing this podcast even, like, we don't need to do a podcast. Why are we doing a podcast? I want to do a podcast because I want to bring value to people out there. And I want to bring awareness to some of the great products that we created. Hell, Bobby, you were with me with Macro for a year. How much time did we spend on that?
A lot of time.
a lot of time.
Forever. But now we got it. And now we roll that into coaching. And so now we have a great product that we can bring to agents at a significantly better value than a lot of other people out there to help them grow their business. So it all starts to come full circle, and this is just going to be a component of that. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. And I mean, the thing about your coaching program is that people are learning from someone who's actually done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just some coach declaring they're a coach.
Or documenting somebody else's success.
Right.
Yeah.
His blueprint is your blueprint.
Yeah.
This is how you have that success.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Right. I mean, there's no one I'd rather talk to about building my business than you because you've actually been successful at doing that thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's great. I think the platform,
It's just about getting the word out and having people see it from both the JMG perspective of agents that we have at our company, right? I mean, what platform, I keep saying brokerage, even though we are a brokerage, what platform has their average agent doing 40 deals a year? None. Zero. Why? There's a method to it. That doesn't just happen, right? We have ways that we do things. And because we get better at our ways, the people that provide us those opportunities, they provide us more and more because we do it better than anybody. That's my commitment, is that hopefully we do it better than anybody. And if we're not, let me know why and what's going on so I can try to fix it. And sometimes fixing things takes time. But like that platform of JMG and the real estate side is a real platform. And it really has changed agents' lives. The thing on the coaching side is more like, okay, we have all these tools now, all this content. We have a track record of growing the number one real estate team in the country. Let's teach agents. You don't have to become the number one team in the country. Don't worry about that. But if I can take you from 5 million to 15 million, or from 15 to 30, or from 30 to 100, or from 100 to 500, that's what I always say. No matter where you're at, I've been there. Like, I know that blueprint. I know how to do it. Now, whether you listen to me or not is up to you, but you're going to get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
And even the resources that we offer in there too. It's substantial.
Yeah, well, that's a great part of the problem. Is the great part of the program is that it applies to anyone at any level, and they can see if they get through that level, if they become all they can be in that level. Now I know what to do in the next level. So
Yeah.
it gives them a way forward beyond even sort of what they're looking at in their.
Well, even the
life.
things like, Bobby, one of the videos that I love when we did was that who to hire, when to hire. I thought that brought that hour video, I thought that brought so much value to people, because that's the question that every agent has is like, I need to hire somebody, but I don't know who to hire, how to hire them, when to hire them, whatever. Like that hour breakdown alone is worth the cost of the course, because I'm going to save you so much money, time, and effort by structuring that 1 hour video.
Yeah.
It's that stuff. Like, because rather than you go out and make mistakes, like, let me tell you what not to do so you don't make that. Now, if you choose to make that mistake, that's on you. But at least I can help, because it's not about what I can necessarily teach you to make money. It's about what I can teach you to not blow money, to not blow time, right?
That's the best way to learn, is to learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. Become the most effective agent you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm excited that we're going to have a lot of great people on the show, and I'm excited to bring this podcast out there too, because it's just another part of giving back, and also bringing a lot of value and content and stories and things like that out there too.